Take heed to yourselves, if thy brother trespass against thee.
That's right, take heed to yourself. Watch yourself, right? Read.
Rebuke him, and if he repent, forgive him.
That's right, that's what you're supposed to do. When somebody do you wrong, well, not even somebody, if somebody, one of the brothers in this troop do you wrong, what are you supposed to do? If you're supposed to rebuke him. If you get right, hey, it's all good. Read.
And the apostle said unto the Lord, increase our faith.
That's
and the
right.
Lord said, if ye had faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you might say unto this sycamore tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted in the sea, and it should obey you.
That's right. So that little bit of faith, if we possess a faith as a mustard seed, we'll be able to basically defy nature, and we'll basically have spiritual power and ability by having the faith as a mustard seed. Right? And that's what's wrong with the world, is this lack of faith that's out here. The conscious community, when you deal with the conscious community, everybody in that conscious community has zero faith. They operate off faith, not at all. Right? That's why Yahweh Shai made these statements that he did regarding faith. You just had a little bit of faith, it'll go a long way. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, you might say, Salah. But if you have, but which of you having a servant plowing or feeding cattle will say unto him by and by, when he is come from the field, go and sit down to meat.
Exactly. So this is what Yahweh Shai is saying right now. He said that if you got a servant, are you going to stop him from doing his work in the field and tell him to go sit down for dinner? Go ahead. But you the master, he's the servant. Go ahead.
And we will not rather say unto him, make ready wherewith I may sup and gird thyself, and serve me till I have eaten and drunken, and afterward thou shalt eat and drink.
Exactly. So what the Lord is saying is, let this goddamn fucking madness pass. You just fucking me up right now. You just fucking me up right now.
When I say, I thought you were, that's what I thought you were talking about. I see what you were looking at. No. I look back to this. You just see what I'm saying.
That is fucking up.
Oh, no. That's, is that Issachar?
It's not Issachar. That's not Issachar. With jeans on. No socks.
Now look. Now Yahweh Shai said, when you got a servant, right? You say, look, go make my dinner ready, and I'm eating, and then you can eat. So that's what Yahweh Shai is saying. Yahweh Shai done went and already ascended to the right hand of the Father. But we the servants, so we got to remain in the field, and we got to prepare this table.
That's right.
How do we prepare the table for Yahweh Shai to eat? By doing the work, by prophesying the downfall, by waking up the elect. That's how we prepare the table. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing right now. We're preparing the table. Now when Yahweh Shai come to eat, then we gonna eat. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
This is Luke 17:9. Do he that the servant, because he did the things that were commanded him, I trow not.
No, that's whatever it's called.
So likewise, ye, when ye shall have done all those things which are commanded, you say, we are unprofitable servants. We have done that which was our duty to do.
Exactly. So Yahweh Shai ain't gonna thank us if we finish our course and we do the work we're supposed to do. We don't gotta beg Yahweh Shai, hey man, thanks for the good work. You did what the fuck you were supposed to do. You did your duty. Okay? You still, even though we're doing our duty, we still ain't worthy. So Yahweh Shai ain't gonna come and thank us. We gotta thank him.
That's right.
That's what he's talking about right now. Go ahead.
It's like, it's like, if you want somebody to do something for you, man, and they string you along, they fucking you over, man, then you finally get it done, you know, you want me to praise you for, nah, man, fuck you, nigga. That's what you're supposed to do from the get-go, man.
If y'all wouldn't have fucked up in the first place, then, you know, y'all might not even have had to do that.
You tell them, hey, don't think I'm gonna thank you, all right?
You know?
Shit, your parents don't thank you when you do something. You know your ass was supposed to clean the motherfucking kitchen.
Right.
You clean the kitchen. You ain't gonna get no motherfucking praise because you know you was supposed to clean the motherfucking kitchen. You can't get no praise for doing what you supposed to do.
So, Luke 17:11. And it came to pass as he went to Jerusalem that he passed through the midst of Samaria in Galilee, and as he entered into a certain village, there met him 10 men that were lepers, which stood a long time
Now,
at the
real
gate.
quick, now you gotta pay close attention to this story because this story tells you something about Yahushua, something that is contrary to the popular belief about Yahushua. Read. Go ahead.
And they lifted up their voices as Yahushua, Master, have mercy on us.
Right, so these lepers asked Yahushua to have mercy, right? Read.
And when he saw them, he said unto them,
Remember, they lepers. Go ahead.
Go show yourself unto the priest.
What did Yahushua say? Read that again.
Go show yourself unto the priest.
Read.
And it came to pass that as they went, they were cleansed.
Okay, so look, what did Yahushua say? He said, go show yourself unto the priest, because it's a part of the law of cleansing the leper. So what is Yahushua telling them to do? To keep the law. Go ahead. You should use that, Nate. Go ahead.
And one of them, when he saw he was healed, turned back and with a loud voice glorified the Most High,
Now notice something. Only one of them glorified the Most High. Read.
and fell down on his face at his feet, giving him thanks.
Uh-huh.
And he was a Samaritan.
Whoa.
Ooh.
And Yahushua
Samaritan.
answering,
It's a Samaritan. Hold on. It's a Samaritan.
Yeah.
It's a Samaritan. That's a Jake. Okay. Was Simon not called the Canaanite? Well, we ain't gonna argue whether that was an Israelite or not, right? Zealot. Some people say, "Oh, the Zealot, it's a mystery." Zealot and Canaanite are in no way related. So when they called him a Canaanite, it had to do with the region in which he dwelt. Okay, really, the whole region is called Canaan, but I take it there was an area that was being attributed to Canaan during that period of time. Just because he lived in Samaria. It's like the Samaritan woman, because the Samaritan woman in John 4 said, "What? Our father Jacob," letting you know that she was of the descendant or the seed of Jacob. All right, but go ahead.
This is Luke verse 17. And Yahushua answering, saying, were there not 10 cleansed? But where are the 9?
He said, "There's not. Where are the 9? You praise Yahweh Shem Yahushua, but where are the rest of them niggas that read?"
They are not found that return to give glory to the Most High, save this stranger. And he said unto him,
Saying the one that was a foreigner from Israel. He didn't live in Israel with the rest of them, or else they wouldn't have all been hanging out together. And number one, a Levitical priest ain't gonna give a good goddamn about a leper that wasn't an Israelite, okay? By flesh and blood. Read.
arise, go.
Because look, that's indisputable, because we already know that the Levitical priests were being oppressive to people from outside of Israel anyway, so you would have had to be an Israelite to be able to show yourself to the priest to get that cleansing. Go ahead.
Arise, go thy way, thy faith hath made thee whole. And when he was damned of the Pharisees, when the kingdom of the Most High should come, he answered them and said, the kingdom of the Most High cometh not with observation.
That's right, go ahead.
Neither shall they say, lo here or lo there.
That's right, we can't say, oh, the kingdom is coming over here, the kingdom is coming over there. Go ahead.
For behold, the kingdom of the Most High is within you.
That's right, the kingdom is within us. We are the kingdom. And when 144,000 of us wake up, the kingdom is going to come. So the kingdom is within us. So these niggas, as it is consciously, oh, y'all waiting for some sky god, some mystic god to come save you. You niggas is spooked out. Yahushua, who the world enemy calls Christ, is telling you, nigga, it's in your dumb ass. And the faster you wake up, and the faster more you wake up, the faster the kingdom is going to come to fruition.
That's right.
Within us. We are what's holding us up. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are holding yourself up, and you don't even realize it. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when you shall desire to see one of the days.
See, only the Father knows. See, this is the whole concept of the end coming. Only the Father knows when the end is going to come, because only the Father knows when enough of us are going to wake up and that kingdom is going to be sparked within us. Only the Most High knows. Nobody else knows how many of us is going. I mean, when everybody knows how many of us is going to wake up, but nobody outside the Most High knows when everybody's going to wake up. So nobody outside the Most High knows the day that, you know, his kingdom is going to come. Okay? That's what it's about. So y'all want to play us like we just looking and waiting. No, we're doing our part. Because as long as we do our part, this word gets out to more brothers, the kingdom is activated within them. and we get closer and closer to the kingdom being established on earth. All right? Go ahead.
The days will come when you shall desire to see one of the days.
That's right, the day shall come. So here we want to talk about this year 2000 for all y'all false prophets. The year 2000 prophecy. Number one, it's scripture that we was going to do something like that because we was going to desire the day of the Lord. So our elders that was back in the 90s, and they was doing this all the way back in the 90s and even some of them in the 80s, wanted to see that day come in the year 2000 so bad. And they had that prophecy we brought out earlier in Hosea 6 in mind, so they figured it was going to occur in the year 2000. But it not only had to do with that, it had to do with the fact that their elders taught them that. So our elders are not false prophets for teaching the year 2000 doctrine. They taught a few doctrines that was off due to the fact that their elders taught them. But over the course of time, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, edified them and opened their eyes to these different breakdowns to get everything correct. So they don't make them false prophets. And for anybody to say that it's outlandish, you're out of line, because they didn't come up with that prophecy. It wasn't on them. You know, they didn't come up with that. They were just doing what they were taught. Just like for a period of time, they taught Cornelius was an Edomite because their teachers taught them that. But when the Spirit gave that revelation, you know, the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua gave that revelation, they ceased from teaching that, and they taught the correct thing that Cornelius is an Israelite.
Those are the strongholds.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, and through like the brother said, through the Spirit, you know, the Spirit causes that division, man. That's why we know the Lord is about division, man. Everybody can't come together, because when everybody was together during One West.
Yeah, One West.
One West. All right.
The original ISUPK.
The original ISUPK, they split up. Everybody went their way and took the understanding from One West. And through the understanding they took, it evolved into something better. So through the year 2000 prophecy, fuck the motherfucking name, Cornelius being an Edomite, things like that. You perfected, man, through the Spirit, all right. Through the Spirit of that, through the Spirit, the Holy Spirit of truth, and through that division that the Lord's causing. Because guess what? You got GOCC that came up with their bullshit. You got ISUPK, the more recent one that came up with their bullshit. IUIC.
Hey, shout out to Zariak though, okay? I talked to Zariak last night, so I ain't gonna sit here and just downplay the whole ISUPK like that, okay? I talked to Zariak last night, so I ain't gonna sit here and act like fuck the whole UPK. But you gotta wake up from that bullshit. Right. So go ahead.
IUIC got they little bullshit that they got going, and guess what? They go out.
Not the third in heaven, man.
You feel me? They go out, do they research, come up with their doctrine, man, and everybody evaluates it, man. And they give just much more understanding about things. Right. That's how things go, man. Through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's right. Go ahead, brother.
You shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you shall not see it.
That's why it didn't happen in the year 2000. And also a reason it didn't happen in the year 2000 because there was a group of degenerate, faithless niggas that was calling themselves Israelites that didn't deserve salvation. Hence why they no longer in the truth. Go ahead.
Verse 23. And they shall say to you, see here or there, go not after them, nor follow them. For as the lightning,
not after them, nor follow them. Right?
For as the lightning that lighteth out of one part under heaven, shineth unto another part under heaven, so shall all the Son of Man be in his day.
Meaning when Yahweh Shai makes his return, when who the world figuratively calls Jesus Christ his return, it ain't gonna be, you ain't gonna miss it. A nigga ain't gonna tell you about it like, hey, man, Yahweh Shai came back, nigga, you missed it. Yeah, it was just down the corner. Nah, it's gonna be oh shit. It's gonna be just like the movies when flying saucers, UFOs are all throughout the sky. It's going to be a monumental event of epic proportions that nobody that is alive on the face of the earth missed. It's going to give you goose. It's going to give you chills. Woo, woo. You feel me? That's what it's going to be. Like, it's going to be breathtaking. It's going to be something that, it's going to be something that we've been waiting for. And we waiting on you niggas, like we just said. Yahweh said the kingdom of heaven is within you, black man, Hispanic man, Native American man. It is within you. The sooner that y'all wake up to it and the Spirit activates it within you, the sooner we get up out of here. So we waiting on you niggas. You niggas talking about we waiting on the sky god, nigga. We waiting on you niggas. Right. Then Yahweh Shai gonna reveal himself to this world and deliver the 1/3 and the elect. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
Verse 25. But he must, but first he must suffer many things and be rejected of this generation.
That's right. First he must suffer many things. Yahweh Shai had to suffer going through that chastisement and going through that crucifixion. Go ahead.
Verse 26.
Now look, niggas want to call it a crucifixion with their pseudo-phonetics, talking about it was a crucifixion. That didn't happen. But scholars, multiple scholars, attest to Yahweh Shai being crucified, right? But this is how convenient the Constitution is. This is why when you're dealing with certain documentation and historical artifacts and archaeologists and scientists, somebody can bring one document, you can bring a counter document. So we can bring, I could bring 3 documents attesting to Yahweh Shai's life and crucifixion, right? What will they say? I don't accept it. I don't think those are reliable sources, even though it's, so we got 3 unreliable sources. 2 guys that were Israelites, 1 guy that was a straight Roman cracker, right? Attested to Yahweh Shai's life and death, okay? But that's not good enough today. But when they bring a document, we're supposed to just accept it, right? The fuck out of here. Go ahead.
Verse 26. As it was in the days of Noah, shall it be also in the days of the Son of Man.
As it was in the day of Noah, it's going to be the same thing. Noah's telling you the world is going to end. The world is going to end. It's going to kill all of y'all if y'all don't get right. None of them got right. They all died.
That's
We're
right.
doing the same thing. It's the same exact thing Noah was doing that we're doing right here, right now. Go ahead.
They did, verse 27, they did eat, they drank, and they married wives.
They ate, they drank, they married wives. They was living their life. Right, Reed?
They were given in marriage until the days of Noah into the ark,
Until the
and
day
the
the
flood
rain
came
started to
and
drop.
destroyed them all.
And destroy all that. Go ahead.
Likewise, also it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought,
The
they
faggots
sold,
out
they
there in
planted, they booked, they built. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all.
That's right. The same thing, man. Okay? They thought it was all good until swift destruction came to their ass. Now, Rick.
Even thus shall it be in the days of the Son of Man is revealed.
This is what y'all do.
He is going mad, dude. He just ain't the damn
Even thus shall it be in the day of the Son of Man is revealed. In that day
which is the time we living in right now, in the day that the Son of Man, who the world who we call Jesus Christ, real name Yahweh Shai, is going to be revealed.
That's right.
he which shall be upon the house step and his stuff in house
Look, he's
in
with
the house.
He's with HODC. What'd you say? What'd you say? Obama's he's the Antichrist? Yeah, get him real quick. Say Obama's the Antichrist? Oh, look, man, he with HODC. He down with Barack and him, man. HODC. Go ahead, Al.
In the day which he shall be on his housetop, and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away, and he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remembers Lot's wife.
Hey, remember Lot's wife. She looked back, she became a pillar of salt. Remember Lot's wife. Read.
Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it.
Whoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. All these niggas that's trying to get on in the world, they trying to be somebody, trying to lift themselves up out of the situation they are, they're going to lose their life because they're doing it wrong. They're doing it under Eurocentric auspices, okay? And that's why they're going to lose their life, because they want to be like the cracker. They want to do what the cracker told them they're supposed to do, okay? And that's why they're going to lose their motherfucking life. Read.
And who shall lose his life shall preserve it.
They will him to lose his life. Lose his life. He that forsakes his life in the things of this world and the cares of this world are going to be preserved in the sense that we're going to get that deliverance and we're going to be raised up when Yahweh Shai, Lord will be those men read. But whoever those men are, they're going to get their life preserved.
I tell you, in the night there be 2 men in one bed, the one shall be taken and the other shall be left.
Oh, wait, no, that's homosexual. 2 men in one bed. Faggots will go to that scripture, literally. That's crazy. Read.
2 women shall be grinding together.
They'll be working together, right? Read.
The one shall be taken and the other left.
The one shall be taken, the other left. Meaning some people going to get deliverance, other people not. Everybody not going to get delivered. Read.
Verse 36. 2 men shall be left. 2 men shall be in the field. One shall be taken and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, Where's our Lord? And he said unto them, Wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together.
Exactly. Wheresoever the body is, man. Wheresoever we are. All right, read.
And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought to always pray and not to faint.
Men ought to always pray and not to faint, man.
Hey, Salak, when they talk about the eagle right there, is that still, you feel me, the Romans and all of them, or is that just a whole nother?
We're talking about the eagle, talking about the chariot.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I got lost.
It's going to be wherever Israel is at.
Right.
Like that to deliver.
Fine.
Go ahead.
18 and 2, saying there was in a city.
Hold on, 18? Yeah, that's fine. You can drop it. Go, give me 2nd Ezra 16. This is the time we coming into.
They just don't please Kemetic, Islamic.
All these idiots.
All these one worshiping a rock. The other one just
worshiping everything.
Yeah.
Worshiping the word.
we go back to the Washington black and back to Africa.
You know? Yeah, go ahead and get that.
Two confused people.
That's why the scriptures say, man, precept upon precept. Because if a faggot will go there to try to support homosexuality,
Yeah, they go there.
precept
They
that.
go there. They really go
Right.
there.
Please precept that.
What time? Okay, we good. Go ahead.
6:11.
2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. It says, gird up yourselves.
It really is pronouncing judgment and woe and destruction. Announcing destruction, declaring destruction to the whole of the earth. Read.
Gird up yourselves with cloths of satin and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
That's right. The destruction of these people is at hand. These people are all in the spirit of mirth right now. It's Sunday fun day. Padres, you know, opening day, man. You know, they playing down there at Petco. People in San Diego are in a mirthly spirit. But what spirit they need to be in is the spirit of mourning. Look, they are down there cheering right now. They need to be in the spirit of mourning. Why do they need to be in the spirit of mourning? Because their destruction is nigh. Read.
Verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
That's right. So the Most High is going to execute judgment on this place, and nobody can stop it. Nobody's going to be able to quench that fire. Nobody's going to be able to stop that sword. Anybody reach out their hand to stop that sword, they can't go get cut through. Read.
Plagues are sent unto you.
Plagues are sent into this place. We already started to see plagues hit this place with the food shortages, with epidemics and diseases and whatnot. And it's all by design. Read.
What is he that may drive them away? It says, may any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood?
That's right. May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood. And that's what Yahweh Shai is. That's what who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ is. He is the Lion of Judah. And he's a hungry lion. It's been about 2,000 years since his last meal.
Hey, man, that's right.
He ready to come down here and feast. Read.
Or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it has begun to burn?
That's right. Once that fire get to burn, how you gonna stop that fire? If it's an oil fire, you can't put no water on it. Right? Go ahead.
May anyone turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer?
Exactly. If somebody shoot an arrow, how you gonna turn it back? You can't. It's gonna hit its target. It's gonna hit its mark. It gotta hit something. Read.
The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
Right, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues. The mighty Lord shooteth the arrow. The mighty Lord is sending that strong line. Go ahead.
So the thing about it is that, like the brother just said, you can't turn that arrow back, man. It has to hit something. All right. And even then, when that missile shot up, the only thing they do is try to send off counter missiles. The thing about it is, it's going to be so many of them.
They ain't gonna be able to stop. They ain't gonna be able to counter.
To be honest, it's gonna be so many of them, and these missiles are gonna be so powerful that even if you did try to send a counter missile, it's gonna be the explosion is still gonna fuck shit up.
That's why the scripture says that they shall be in their like nothing's gonna interrupt their course.
That's right.
They're gonna hit where they're supposed to hit regardless.
That's right, regardless.
The Russians got so much airspace. They got so much. They've been testing the fuck out of these things. Don't you think they're ready for your so-called missile defense system?
Your droids.
This shit's gonna blow this shit up. Go ahead.
They got motherfuckers in a curve on your ass.
Yeah.
Wanted.
It's gonna hit its target regardless, man. Ain't nothing gonna stop it.
But even then, like I said, man, if a nuclear missile goes off in the air, do you think everything just
You're gonna be okay?
Everything's gonna be cool.
It's a nuclear missile explosion.
200 million missiles getting hit by another 200. That's 4. Hey, to be honest, it could be like that. They can shoot off 100 million. and then it's 100 million defense ones.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And they make 2, or 2 could be made 4. You don't know.
And then when all that damn blowing up, a lot of them damn missiles gonna blow up. You feel me? Mid range, and then it's just gonna be fucking
It's gonna fuck shit up, man.
catastrophic, man.
It's gonna be real bad. Yeah, it's gonna be a big mess. All right, that's what it is.
It's gonna be a big mess.
Very big ass
It's
mess.
gonna be a real big mess. You know, like her haircut. All right.
Go ahead, huh?
It says, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?
That's right. Go ahead.
He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
Who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at the presence of the Lord?" That's right. Read.
Dust.
You beat the powder, baby. Burn the fuck up.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll beat your flesh to powder.
That's right. That's right.
It says, verse 12, "The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep."
When this place is hit with the thermonuclear missile, it's gonna cause the earth to rock to and fro like a drunkard, as the scripture says. It's gonna cause the earth to quake. It's gonna cause when the earthquake, when there's catastrophic earthquakes, then what happens? Tsunamis. Right? All type of stuff is gonna happen. Volcanoes is gonna get erupted.
Right.
All type of shit is gonna happen as a chain, like this brother said, the chain reaction is gonna occur when this destruction happens. The earth is gonna be different. A new heavens, a new earth, it's gonna be different. America gonna be no more. You're gonna have all type of new land, because as we know how the islands form, they're volcanoes under the ground through different earthquakes and other catastrophic events. They rise up to above sea level. You're gonna have new land out here. The map is gonna look different. The globe of the earth, the scope of the earth is gonna look different. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 13. No, I'm sorry, verse 12. "The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof. The sea ariseth up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow."
Who is the right hand? Yahweh Shai is his right hand.
That's right.
That's who bent the bow. That's him who's gonna come and fuck shit up. Who the world intimately called Jesus Christ. Read.
"His arrows that he shooteth are sharp." Who's his? Hey, you get that? Who's his arrows, man? That's Israel.
That's right. Meaning the Lord gonna sick us on you people. And we're gonna be fucking y'all up. We're gonna go to that.
That's right.
We're gonna go to this. Then what are we gonna do? We're gonna do what is that? Jeremiah 15:16? No, that's fishing and hunting. I mean, we can even go there, but you are my weapons of okay, my battle axe weapons.
This is Jeremiah chapter 9 Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 19.
Yeah.
The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things.
Read.
And Israel is the rod of his inheritance. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war.
We are his battle axe and weapons of war. So when it says the Lord's right hand, when he's shooting the arrows at his right hand, they shall be sharp. He talking about us.
That's right.
And not just talking about the missile. He talking about when he put us and set us loose on these people. Read.
That's right. "For with thee will I break in pieces the nation."
With the Israelites, with the elect of Israel, shall the Most High break in pieces the nation. He gonna have us fuck these people up. Read.
And with thee will I destroy kingdoms.
That's right, destroy kingdom. To establish our supreme dominion on the earth. Now you get Obadiah. Oh yeah, keep on Ezra though, but yeah, get Obadiah 1:18 too.
That's why these elites are trying to get rid of us now.
Yeah, that's right.
Because they know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. They trying to do everything in their power to stop it from happening, but they just can't do it. But they're gonna keep trying. They're gonna keep passing this legislation. They're gonna get these. They got 800 right now. 800 FEMA camps built that's being guarded and don't have nobody in them. Who are they creating for? I mean, they're creating for all of these people, but principally the people who they looking to capture and put in those places are us. Okay? But go ahead.
This is Obadiah verse 18. "A house in the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble."
So the house of Jacob is referencing the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the Negro, West Indian, and Haitian. The house of Joseph representing the northern kingdom, so-called like some Native American tribe. Right? In the house of Esau, we shall be a flame. So Israel shall reunite and become a flame. The house of Esau, who is Esau, the so-called Caucasian. Read.
"And they shall kindle in them and devour them.
And we shall devour these crackers. Read.
And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau."
We're going to exterminate this devil. We're going to fuck him up. We're going to enslave him. And after 1,000 years, he's getting extermination. Read.
And then they
For the Lord hath spoken it.
The Most High spoke. The Most High spoke. Okay?
Right.
Yes, go back to that.
2nd Ezra 16, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when he begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Right. But also, again, that's also dealing with the missiles as well. Okay? It's really a two-edge because the Most High is not just, like he said, we are his battle action weapons of war. He also going to use the missiles to destroy this place, but he also going to send us. Right? Read.
Verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
That's right. Like a frisbee. A frisbee is not going to come back to you until it runs its course. So the Most High is like it's throwing that frisbee, which is this plague and this destruction. And he ain't going to catch that frisbee until it do everything it's supposed to do and then come back to it.
Boomerang.
Boomerang. Go ahead.
You said a frisbee.
Huh.
Well, a frisbee do the same thing.
Woody Harrelson looking ass nigga. That is sick.
Look at Esau, man. Esau is going down, man.
Nah, that's your boy from Scary Movie.
Yeah, with the baby
The
arm.
little ass hand and shit. Yeah. He looks like a boy. Go ahead.
Verse 15. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days?
Who will deliver me in those days, right? That's what, so Ezra's worried about, like, damn, we finna see it's a multiple time. How am I gonna get saved about it? It's finna be crazy, right, Rick?
The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death.
Exactly, that's what time we getting ready to come in here in America, Rick.
That's right. It says, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear.
Exactly, we see the beginning of war. What we just saw, the situation that unfolded in Crimea, is the beginning of war. We haven't seen a situation like that in a long time. You got to think about, you know, what we witnessed. We literally witnessed a piece of land that belonged to one country go to another, and it wasn't by being appointed. You see what I'm saying? Like that whole situation in Crimea. It was something that was very impactful. It was something like we haven't seen in a while. Somewhere we see the global scope of the earth changing. And that is all of this is catapulting the next war. You got the Russian Orthodox Church. The Russian Orthodox Church is basically saying that there's an island in Australia. I mean, not in Australia, in Alaska that belongs to them. I forget what it's called, but they basically say that that island has been promised to the Russian Orthodox Church for eternity. So that is going to factor into this war that's getting ready to start. It's all type of uprising conflicts that's getting ready to contribute to and add fuel to the fire that is this war. That fire that the Most High is kindling that none can quench. You see what I'm saying? The Soviet Renaissance has begun. The Eastern Bloc is getting ready to be Russianized, and that USSR is coming back. That's the last thing America, the New World Order, you know, that's the last thing the West wants. So all of this is, the war is shaping up, man. Okay? Go ahead, Al.
Like it says, the beginning of wars, the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils. What shall I do when the evil shall come?
Read.
Behold, famine and plagues, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. For all these things.
A scourge is for amendment. What is amendment? It means a correction. Scourge is for correction. So this war, these plagues, all this is for the correction of the world, because the world as a whole is living wickedly as hell. Okay? So the Most High got to send these scourges, these plagues, and this destruction as a correction or as an amendment. Okay? To amend something is to fix something, to make it better. Okay? So y'all need to be fixed. How is the Lord going to fix you? By killing a lot of you people. Especially in our nation. Got to be killed to get right.
Put down a mad dog.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what our people are. Mad fucking dogs. Okay? Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be mindful of the scourges.
Even when the plagues start happening, these people are not going to turn from their wickedness. We see stuff happening on lightweight levels right now. People are not even considering turning from their wickedness. And as things worsen, they're still not going to consider it. Go ahead.
It says, nor be always mindful of the scourges.
Exactly. No, they're not even being mindful of the scourges like Lorenzo, right, who always come by here. Right? When she get ugly out here, you're gonna be like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I probably should listen to her. You see what I'm saying?
Should have been out, man. The Lord is giving him, you know, chance after
chance after
man.
chance.
He keeps making his route come by here. That's probably like a real wicked demon, man.
That's on him.
You know, that's on that dude. And we don't even really realize it.
Yeah,
So how is it that the Lord makes your path every day, man, coming by? He sees us damn near every Sunday.
Talks to us.
You
know, boom, we see him elsewhere. Like we see him that one day when he was down here.
Yeah.
You see him going to the mall. You see him working the mall.
I done seen this dude a bunch of times outside. And what does he do? He makes mockery.
Yeah. He ain't, you know what I'm saying? So the whole time, man, he gonna realize how wrong that is.
Right.
But go ahead.
Behold, it says, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in a good case, and even then shall evil grow upon earth.
That's right, evil shall grow upon this planet. We're seeing that evil grow. Go ahead.
It says, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Great confusion, right? Read.
For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. And the other that
a lot of people gonna perish, but a lot of people gonna starve to death out here. Okay, read.
It says, and the other that escape the hunger.
Women is gonna be eating their babies out here. Okay, black women, for like read.
And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
Okay, go ahead.
And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
So those who escape perishing as a result of the famine shall be destroyed with the sword. Now the sword could be a crazy group of niggas. The sword could be radical, right? The sword could be martial arts. The sword could be that actual turn of nuclear pistol. But it's all those are different mechanisms which are likened to the sword that was used to get rid of so many different
LA and San Diego.
And leading the fuck out.
When you just look at them, you just hate their ass.
Just the way he was looking on, was like, see, I don't know, man. If I had a little liquor in me, all right.
I knock him out for no reason.
I would have just looked at you like, man,
fuck you.
You deserve to just get hit right now.
Hey, when you look at Esau, that's what you think, man.
He was just too exposed. Remember back in the day when you used to be chilling with your boys and his chest is exposed, you get on your game.
Yeah. Open chest.
Right now, open chest, you feel me? Open right now, man. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down.
This whole place gonna be fucked up. Ain't nobody gonna be worried about comforting no motherfucking dead body. Niggas gonna be trying to save their fucking stuff free.
Verse 24, there shall be no man left till the earth, to till the earth and to sow it.
Ain't nobody gonna be out here farming and shit. It's gonna be too tumultuous for that, man. Ain't gonna have no stability. Go ahead.
The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripe, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of men.
All places shall be desolate of men. Read. Because that's a man's job. But all the men is going to be caught up fighting and doing all that and die. That's why the scriptures speak about the women and children. How the women and children that Esau is going to be, we're going to take the women and children because there's going to be really no men left. Read.
So that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice. It says, for of the city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks.
So you're going to have people that's going to be able to hide out and be able to maybe escape the famine or maybe be able to escape martial art group, but they ain't going to be able to escape the missiles. Read.
As in the orchard of the olive, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives.
Exactly. They ain't going to take all of them, but most of them. But there's going to be a couple left. Go ahead.
But when as a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. That's how it is when in these Esau's movies, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody done got caught up, and then you just got the few of them that just left.
Them radicals.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like on the road or shit
like I said, the road,
coming
you know?
riding, you know. yeah, go ahead.
They don't even look this way, man. Niggas with white just don't never look this way.
What's the idea? Well, first of all, what's your nationality? Number one.
My nationality?
Yeah.
Dominican.
Dominican, for sure to your father's line?
From both.
Okay, that's gonna go. You a Hebrew Israelite, you are the tribe of Simeon, okay? And there's a way we can prove that through the Bible. You believe in the Bible?
I do.
You do? But you a Catholic or something?
Evangelical.
Evangelical? Okay, all right. Well, that's fine. We will go to Genesis 49, right? Now, you familiar with the Haitians, right, on the other side of the island?
The Asian.
Haitians.
Yeah, I do.
Now look.
I am.
Now there's prophecies in the Bible that talk about, right? You got the 12 tribes of Israel. You're the 12 tribes of Israel, right?
Yeah, I know them.
Now you got two brothers that's in particular that's always gonna be joined together. Who are them two brothers? Simeon and Levi. Okay. Now we're gonna show you some. Go to Genesis 49. We're gonna show you something. Go to like 5 or 6. Yeah.
The Genesis 49.
Who do you think?
Genesis chapter 49, verse 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren.
Simeon and Levi are brethren, right? You got two brothers, right? Read. Now look, all 12 of these are brethren, no? But there's two in particular that are brethren. Okay? Yeah, join together. Read.
It says instruments of cruelty are in their habitation.
Instruments of cruelty. You know what the instruments of cruelty are that are in the habitation?
Well, they have the head wall and it's a secret passage.
You know what the Haitian right? We love to do witchcraft. Voodoo, buharia. You see what I'm saying? That's more prevalent amongst us than it is amongst any of our other people. Yeah, you have other people that do different forms of witchcraft, but we take it a lot more serious than the Puerto Rican, than the Cuban, than the rest of them, right? Go ahead.
It says,
And
"Oh
we
my
do cruelty
soul."
with it. We use that to do negative. Yeah, they say there's positive things that can be done for, but mostly it's used to do negative things. Cast spells, give hurt to you. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It says, "Oh my soul, come not thou into their secret."
Into their secret, because it used to be a secret thing. We used to do it behind closed doors. Right, read.
It says, "Unto their assembly, mine honor be not thou
That's
united."
that assembly, those different ceremonies that we have. That's the assembly. The Lord said, "Be not thou united with it." Read.
For in their anger they slew a man, and in their self will they dig down a wall.
Now there's a story in the book of Genesis when it talks about Simeon and Levi before the tribes even existed, with just the two individuals. How their sister Dinah, you know about Dinah, the youngest sister of Jacob, how those Hamitic people, they had sex with her, right? He was trying to take her to his wife, and Simeon and Levi went and said, "Look, all of y'all get circumcised and you can have our daughter," but then we went in there and we killed all of them. You see what I'm saying? Now, that was an evil thing to do, right? Because really we were being self-willed when we did it. Now, do you know that there was a revolt on the island where you had native Simeon or Dominican Indians, the indigenous Tainos or what have you, and the black slaves that were there, who actually on Christmas Day or on Christmas night, after all the white slave owners had ate dinner, wait until they were all full and then they had the itis, ran in their house and killed all of them. That's a tactic that has been utilized most prevalently by the Dominican and Haitian to overthrow oppressors. You see what I'm saying? And that goes all the way back to that story in Genesis. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Cursed be their anger. For it was
Cursed be the anger. The Dominican and Haitian are two groups of angry people. You know that because you're Dominican. So you see the type of anger we have is unique to the anger that everybody else has. You see what I'm saying? It's a real hard-headed, stubborn anger. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
For it was fierce.
For it was a very fierce anger. Go ahead.
And their wrath, for it was cruel.
Cruel, right, Reed?
I will divide them in Jacob.
So the Lord said, I will divide them in Jacob, because that island is divided. We are brothers, but we are divided, right?
It used to be one island.
Yeah, it used to be Hispaniola. Now it's divided. Now when the Dominican comes over to Haiti, he gets oppressed. Now when a Haitian goes over to the Dominican Republic, he gets oppressed. You see what I'm saying? We hating each other. For what? We had the same people whipping our backs, forcing us to cut jeans, doing all that. But now we're looking at each other sometimes. But it was all by design, but read.
For I will divide them in Jacob and scatter them in Israel.
Right, scatter them in Israel. Now the scattering part has more so to do with the Haitian, because when you deal with the tribe of Levi, right, the tribe of Levi dwelt in the suburbs of every other tribe. We didn't have land. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we were scattered. Go to, where you going? Yeah, Deuteronomy 33, yeah, get there. So there's key, when you look at this 12 tribes chart here, there are scriptures that we go to prove that each of these tribes of Negro and Hispanic people are who we say they are. You see what I'm saying? 33 and like 8. Started like 8. Yeah, but when you identify Levi, you can identify Simeon. I don't think it speaks too much about Simeon.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 verse 8. And of Levi he said, Let thy Thummim and thy Urim be with thy Holy One, and whom didst prove.
Now look, the Urim and the Thummim, right? You familiar with that in the scripture? You know, it was like basically the calf lot. Haitians got that now. What is it? Crystal ball. It's the same type of thing. You see what I'm saying? The same concept. But what happens is, when our people start doing wickedly, they take righteous things and they corrupt them, and they turn them into wicked, evil things. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Whom thou didst prove at Massa, and with whom thou didst strive at the waters of Meribah.
Read.
Who said unto his father and to his mother, I have seen him, neither did he acknowledge his brethren.
Now look, it said the Haitian was not going to acknowledge his brother. Who was his brother? The Dominican. Right? Amongst the other ones. But, you know, there's a special issue between the Haitian and the Dominican. You know what I'm saying? This is where it comes from. Read.
Nor knew his own children.
Because look, when you read Deuteronomy 49 and 30, and with Deuteronomy 33 and Genesis 49, you're dealing with the 12 tribes of Israel, and the curses and the blessings. There are curses and there are blessings. Some things are good, some things are bad. You see what I'm saying? So this is how we know this group of people is described and read.
For they have observed thy word and kept thy covenant.
Exactly. Go ahead.
Verse
because
10.
The Haitians we were the priests. The tribe of Levi is the priests. You know, Moses, Aaron, and them. Right? Read.
They shall teach Jacob thy judgments and Israel thy laws.
That's the Levites. Right? Read.
They shall put incense before thee and whole burnt sacrifice unto thine altar.
Go ahead.
It says,
this is the key part now. Watch.
It says, bless, Lord, his substance.
Bless the substance, right? Read.
And accept the work of his hands. Smite through the loins of them that rise against him.
Smite through the loins of them that rise against. This is talking about the tribe of Levi, the so-called Haitian. How did we see that happen on this side of the earth? Because the Haitians took down the French. Notice, every other tribe, all the Native American people, the Latino people, and the black people that were enslaved or oppressed by white people in America, none of them had a successful revolt where they overthrew their oppressor. The only people that did was the Haitians. Now it says that Levi and Simeon are going to be joined together. So if the Haitian did that, then Simeon got to be the one that's next to him, which is y'all. You see what I'm saying? The natives of that island who was already there. You see what I'm saying? Through process of elimination. Read.
It says, and of them that hate him, that they rise not again.
It said that they rise not again. That's how we were able to overthrow Napoleon's army. You see what I'm saying? And we were able to get the Spanish off of y'all side of the island. And then we did have a united island for a time. But then came the Trinitarios, and you already know about all that history. Y'all got your own country. You see what I'm saying? And all that happened. But ever since then, we've been bucking heads with each other because we have that, like the scripture said, we have a cruel and fierce anger towards one another. You see what I'm saying? But that's all part of the curses. Go to Deuteronomy 28. You familiar with Deuteronomy 28th chapter at all?
Yeah.
When it talk about the curses that was going to happen to Israel. Now, you know, basically when you read Deuteronomy 28th chapter, there's only one group of people, well, technically two groups because people separate black and Hispanic. But when you read about it, this clearly has only happened to the black and Hispanic thing. All the way up until the last verse when it talks about the actual slave trade. You see what I'm saying? Go to 68 and then we're going to start back over. Go to 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now the word Egypt is a Greek word meaning literally a house of bondage, right? So we will be brought into bondage again with ships on cargo slave ships. Now this didn't happen in the ancient days because you could walk from Israel to Egypt, so we didn't have to get brought by ships. We also know this is Egypt because take a look at the symbolism everywhere you see in America. You see the Egyptian symbol. Back of that dollar bill got the pyramid on it. It got the eagle on it, which is really the Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? We see Egyptian symbols everywhere. This country is kind of modeled after Egypt and Rome and different wicked kingdoms. But read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
We shall see it no more again. What shall we see no more again? Israel, the Holy Land, the land that we came from. Because I haven't seen Israel. Have you seen Israel? Most of our people haven't seen Israel. So that's what he's talking about when he said, we shall see it no more again. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
We shall be sold to our enemies, right? Read.
For bondmen and bondwomen.
We shall be sold to our enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. Is that not talking about the transatlantic slave trade right there? Does that sound like the transatlantic slave trade to you? Boats and all of that, right?
I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay. Read.
Do you know any other people that were brought or sold to slavery on cargo slave ships?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that I mean, you keep going.
Right.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you. Now that word buy, that means redeem. Because nobody's been able to redeem the black and Hispanic. Who's going to come redeem the black and Hispanic man? Jesus Christ, right? That's who the Redeemer is. Ain't no one man finna come up and like, look, liberate black and Hispanic people. We ain't gonna have to work these terrible jobs and live in these terrible neighborhoods no more. Jesus Christ gotta come.
No Cesar
Nobody
Chavez,
else.
no Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
Do you guys are like? Do you have any religion that you say you are?
We don't claim a religion. We claim our ancient identity and heritage.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you can call it a religion if you want, but really it's a tradition. When you read in the law of Moses, you don't read about a religion. You read about the traditions of the people. So we are just going back to our ancient traditions and our ancient heritage and nationality and identity.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's
So
what it's about.
do you gather like as a church in a
Right
place?
here.
Okay.
This is what we do. We come out right here because as you know, where 2 or 3 in my name, I'll be in the midst thereof.
Okay.
So we're right here.
And you read both the Old Testament and the
Yeah,
New
we read the
Testament?
Old Testament and the New. Yeah, definitely.
This is the reason why it's not a religion. It's a heritage. You come back into the heritage and the traditions of the Bible. This is Jeremiah 17 verse 4. And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
The Lord gave us a heritage, but we discontinued from it. Now we start identifying ourselves by these proverbs and bywords, which we're going to go back to Deuteronomy 28 about, but go ahead.
And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in a land which thou knowest not.
Exactly. So this land, before we were brought here, when the scriptures speak about how the Latinos got over here, but before we were brought here, we didn't know this land, right? So it said we're going to serve the enemies in a land that we did not know. Read.
For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger.
Because the Lord is mad at us. Why is the Lord mad at us? Because we were over there in Israel. We were doing wicked. We were serving false gods. You always read about that in the Bible. Israel did wickedly in the sight of the Lord. They did this and that. You see what I'm saying? Read.
Which shall burn forever.
Exactly. Which shall burn. So the Lord is mad at us. Okay? Now, go back to Deuteronomy 28 and get the proverb and Bible. Because what does the word Dominican mean?
Dominicans mean, if I am right, dogs. Dogs of the Lord.
Dogs of the Lord?
Yeah.
Okay, you heard that. Sunday, really, because when we look at